Hello. Okay, how's it going, guys? We're back at it again for some more Morpho time. This time we are starting at the torso. So if you've been following along, that is page 40. So let's jump into it. Ooh, terrible sound. Okay. So this is the pages we're probably going to be doing today. There's a lot of drawing on them, but don't fret. So figure 1 is a rib cage and its box version. Figure 2 is a rib cage and its egg version. So let's get into it. Alright, so how's everybody doing today? I don't know. I feel pretty good. Can't complain. I think I got the setup a little bit better here. I've had to just kind of like flatten out my my drafting table. And that is definitely better for recording. Let's see how it does for my neck and my back. But I have a standing drafting table that I use. I basically never sit and draw. Can't do it. I'm very envious of people that can do that. I can do it. Obviously I can do it. So let's write box. This is the box version. Oh shit. Can you guys not see that? Now this one down here is going to be the egg. So this egg version is always kind of a little bit trickier for me because it's such a strange shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm just literally going to draw an egg just like that, and then I'm just going to hollow that out because essentially that's basically what you're doing. Like you're kind of taking this, it would be basically like this chunk out of the egg. Let's not forget these clavicles. These probably represent like your deltoid joint. Let's fix that. There we go. You can totally do this. Oh shit, I'm probably screaming right now. I'm so sorry, guys. You can definitely do this digital too. I just like to draw on paper. Cool. Okay, let's get these guys in here. And maybe even, well, we're just gonna do them all. So I'm gonna do this guy since it's closest. So as you can see, it's just like a lot of boxes and bubbles. Barrows leaked about a week or two back. I guess it's been about a week now since Eros has leaked. I have not listened to it. I'm a humongous Deftones fan. I don't know if that's clear enough, but my comic book is literally called Nosebleed. So, yeah, doesn't get more fan heavy than that. But yeah, Eros leaked. So we're going to start with this one, and then we're going to make this into this. So we've got that tilted box form. This is great perspective practice. I know, sorry, we're kind of getting all over the place. This is really good practice. Like if you ever have done the box challenge where, you know, you draw 100 boxes or whatever, this is kind of stuff that you can get more of that kind of practice in, and it's a little bit more applicable than just drawing a, you know, bunch of boxes. Which I get it, like to some people that can really be, oh my god, I'm so sorry. That can really be tedious and very unfun. But I would just say to that, like, if you're going to be drawing like comics or illustration or animation, yeah, you better get used to drawing boxes. Okay. And you know what? Let's get a little bit of extra practice in. Fuck it. These pages definitely have a lot more going on them because the torso is pretty involved. So definitely don't like speed through this and try not to get frustrated. But yeah, there's a lot going on here, even in its simplified form. Okay, so we're out of room over here, so let's get these guys in here too. We still get a little bit more of that Loomis head practice. Remember, we're marking the top and the bottom, so we're not drawing all the way down. And then again, you know, we're just drawing in basically everything that we see in these really simplified shapes first. And then we can go back in and kind of give them a little bit more detail. But yeah, while I'm doing this, we can talk Eros. So the only song I've heard off of Eros is Smile, which I guess is really called Dallas. I have not. It's been an album, and I know that other Deftones fans have been like, we need, you know, release Eros. I don't really want to hear demos and incomplete versions of things. I think maybe I'm I'm kind of weird in that sense of just like, I like stuff that's done, and I like things that the band wanted people to hear. So the idea of listening to something that the band just kind of deemed like, okay, like either this is just not good, we don't really like it, or you know, it's got some weird, you know, one of the guys, it was like the last piece of like recording with cheese, so it's heavy, you know what I mean? It's just heavy. It's got, like, think of like your best friend died and like a bunch of people online were like, he left you a voicemail message, like release the voicemail message, and you're kind of like, I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to listen to the voicemail, like, you know what I mean? It's like the guys playing on the album, like, I don't know. So to me, it was just kind of like, I'm okay with never hearing it, like, I don't know, I'm fine with that. Like, I don't need to hear an unfinished, you know what I mean? I just don't want to hear like an unfinished anything, or something that the band just, you know, clearly they felt a way about it, that they've never released it. And I think it's emotional, you know? It's like one of your friends died while making this album. So, me personally, Playboy, I don't give a F. But it did leak and the internet went crazy, which is cool. It's always great to see that. It's always great to still be living in a time where like the internet can all come together and be like, yo, this is crazy. But it does suck that it's like, you know, Deftones album got leaked. But hey, from everything that I've seen, I mean, Nocturnal, shout out to Nocturnal. He's a really awesome YouTuber who does nothing but video documentaries on Deftones. Great channel. If you're a fan of Deftones, definitely go check out. I think it's just Nocturne or Nocturnal. But he is amazing. He just finds a way to like add a personal touch to a band, like, you know what I mean? He's given like really good info and deep dives on each band's each of the Deftones, each Deftones album. Okay, so hold up, let me finish actually getting in this construction here, just so I'm not drawing and not actually looking at my construction. Cool. But yeah, by all accounts, it's an amazing album. And it's like an album that everybody that got to listen to it when it leaked has pretty much been like, yeah, this is they should have released this. This is freaking awesome. So that's good. At least it wasn't like, you know, yo, this sucks. Like, and I think a lot of people maybe thought like AI was involved in it. Like, I don't know. Which is a crazy thing to even like say that, like, yeah, a computer finished the album. You're like, what? Like, AI is that good now that it can do crap like that? Yeah, it's just hard. Should we talk AI? Should we talk AI? Let's talk AI. I personally am against... I'm not against AI. Like if AI was basically like my assistant, that would be kind of cool. Like if I could be on like Photoshop and I could be like, hey Photoshop, export all these files to this. Like all I had to do was just say that. That'd be great. Okay, we're now on page 41. We got some stuff to read. Sorry guys, we'll keep this focused. Figure 3. Maintaining its ovoid form allows you to accentuate the hollow of the armpit. So they're talking about right here, like keeping that hollow right there. Like so when you maintain this, it's easier to do this. Figure 4 and 5, so right here and here. The abdominal muscles form a belt between the rib cage and the pelvis. So here, kind of, I don't know, that's a weird kind of saying for that. But so let's draw these two real quick. I feel like I can fit them both in right here. But yeah, we'll get back to AI talk in a second, but just another little like note. When people tell you to practice cones and ovals and squares and shapes and things, right? Like, do you see how easy that was to do? Like, that's a reason why they tell you to do that stuff. So don't skip it. I skipped it for a really long time because I was just like, when am I going to need to draw cones? And then it's like, wait, I like Zaku's. Zaku's have spiked cones for shoulder blades. Like, come on. But even just like when you're getting into constructing the body, you're using all those shapes that they tell you to get pretty familiar with. You're using those shapes to create all these really simple construction lines for your body. All right. We've got a cylinder here. Egg. This is like a weird, basically a square or a cube. We're gonna draw this one right here before turning the page. Pretty sure I can fit this in this area here. It might just have to be smaller. It's definitely going to be tight. That's okay. But yeah, just, you know, I don't know, man. I feel like everybody's already said everything that needs to be said about AI. It just sucks. I think for me, it just kind of, it really puts a lot of stuff in perspective where you're like, damn, I've been trying to become a good artist, you know, all of my 20s and now through my mid 30s. And with the hope being that, like, if I'm good enough, I'll be able to do anything, you know. And then now, back then it was just like, well, I just have to make sure I'm really good at art, because if I'm really good at art, I'll always be hireable, you know, or I'll always be able to just make whatever I want. But now there's, and like the only competition you kind of had was like, other than yourself, was you know, other people. So you're like, well, as long as I make sure that I can, you know, staying ahead of the curve is tough, because it is kind of hard to just be like, you know, what makes a good artist. I mean, there used to be, yeah, like, what makes a good comic book artist? You can draw horses, women, and cars. But now that's kind of out the window with, like, that doesn't really matter as much. Why, you might ask? Just because, you know, if you can trace good, you can just trace cars. Cool. Like, you don't really need to learn how to draw cars, but you do. Especially if you're going to trace it. Because we've all seen bad tracings. So you got to, like, even if you're going to be tracing stuff, you still got to know what the hell you're tracing. Okay, so let's get this guy and this guy in here. Let's draw this big guy first since he's pretty involved. So anytime you got a big figure like this, really try to like look at that main motion that the body's making. It's called the, I'm sure you've probably heard it before, but it's called the line of action, if you've never heard that. And me personally, I like to kind of do it for everything that I'm seeing. Right, like even just making that basically like a stick figure first. Then from there, I'm going to start with the construction. So typically I will start with the head. You don't have to, and in fact it's kind of like better to start with like the torso and stuff first. Okay. Right. I don't really know what to say to people that might be adverse to this, but because I don't know why I was adverse to it for so long before I really dove in. The thing that helped me kind of dive in to this kind of style of learning, like approach to anatomy, was I took Jake Parker's. I used to be subscribed to Jake Parker's SVS Learn website, and there was a really good course they had, and I'm pretty sure they still have it. But the course that they had was basically this. It was like how to draw from imagination. And how you draw from imagination is you basically do what we're doing now. You're just doing construction. Because if you can learn how to construct these shapes, you can then put this whole shape thing, all these shapes into your own poses. And I think maybe the thing that just kind of, I mean, it really clicked for me, and it still takes a while to kind of get the hang of it. But I guess maybe it's just like looks ugly to just be drawing mannequins. Or like you feel like you're like, well, wait. Well, so I learned how to draw mannequins, but like now I have to draw, like I still got to put stuff on top of these mannequins. So it's like, I don't know. There's like this, you know, there's like this thing you can kind of go back and forth with the mannequin where it feels like you're kind of wasting your time learning it, but I really would fight it. I really would fight that feeling that you're feeling. If it's coming up, I mean, it might not come up for you, but if it ever starts to come up, just know that like the reason you're doing this is that, well, I'll just say for me, I'll just speak for myself. How about that? The reason that I'm doing it is to remind myself that I want to be able to draw better from imagination. And, you know, the people that can do that really well learn this. So there we go. Right? And look at that. It doesn't take that long. So then what you would do essentially, in theory, is you would then draw muscles on top of this, then draw clothes on top of this. But eventually, if you do this mannequin stuff long enough, we're going to do figure 5 now. You might be able to get to the point where you can just, once you're here, once you're at this mannequin, you can just draw clothing right on top of it. You might even get to the point where you can just draw clothing, just draw a figure totally out of your brain. Like clothed and everything. So after we finish this Morpho book, my other favorite Morpho book that we're going to jump into is going to be the clothes, folds, and creases book. That book is great. Again, man, just super duper simplified version of going through some stuff that's pretty tough. But yeah, I just remember folds just being, oh my god, just could not get it. But like everything too with drawing, like the more you do it, the more things just start to click. And honestly, like that's like kind of like the best way that I can say that. That's why I tell people, like, I'm like, draw every day and draw the stuff that you're trying to learn every day, because it's gonna just start clicking. You're gonna just be like, oh, now I understand. You know, you're gonna understand it, but you have to go through the process of basically this. But like, I'll show you guys too later. Like, even just doing this again, like, it's just helped my drawing process again. Like, I have like commission work that I'm working on, and you know, some more nosebleed pages that I'm working on, and I feel like it just, like I said, it just helps you just kind of like remember things, because I was getting to the point with like the last couple nosebleed pages where I just noticed that I was taking a lot more pictures of myself doing poses that I'm like, I know I can draw this. Like, what the hell's going on? I think I need a refresher. There you go. Okay. We're on page 42 now. We got some room here, so, and there's no words on here, so we're just gonna jump in. But yeah, even if you're like kind of like seasoned like me, you know, like, don't be afraid to just, it's just ego stuff, you know. Like, there's even like, I'm fighting my ego now where I'm just like, what if someone I know who's also a professional sees me doing this? Like what are they gonna think about me? And, you know, I'm just kind of like, whatever, I don't know, probably nothing. I think I suck at drawing, so the only way for me to not feel like I suck is to get some practice time in. That's the thing that like helps me with my like confidence. Like, if I'm feeling low and unconfident about drawing, I either grab one of these books and just kind of go for it. Sometimes I'm able to just jump on like Pinterest or just grab a comic that I really like and just kind of draw a couple panels from that. That helps too. That also really helps. Cool. I'm gonna skip this guy and get these guys because I think I can fit them in here. Yeah, shit. Hold up. I think I can fit this guy like right here. The other thing too, I'm trying to like kind of remember too is like this pelvic tilt, which I hate personally on my body. I feel like my pelvic tilt is out of control. But it's just a natural part of the body. But it's always like kind of tough to remember that. Your body does have that tilt, especially at the pelvis. It's so funny also where your brain goes while you're when you're studying. For some odd reason, I'm thinking of the Gina Carano fight with Ronda Rousey. God, that was so bad. I hate that Ronda did that. I really do. I get it. They both probably made so much freaking money doing that. Which makes me think, man, I'm like, damn, I guess sports have just always been crooked, but now it's just like so out in the open. I'm like, yeah, I mean, sports have been crooked. Have been rigged for a long time. There was always rumors. There's always people that were like, yeah, I mean, there's all those movies, you know, there's all those mob movies where it's like, you gotta throw this fight, kid. Throw the fight in the fourth, and we'll all walk away happy. You know? But now it's just like, damn. These people aren't even like trying to hide that the shit is fixed. Like, I mean, you gotta be a real smooth-brained individual to be like, dang, I guess Ronda Rousey really still has it. It's like she fought a lady who has not fought in 17 years or some crazy thing like that. And hey, listen, I would be this critical too if GSP decided to come back and fight, you know, I don't know, Bas Rutten or something. You know what I mean? Like some dude who's just is just old. And, you know, Gina Carano also isn't like old by any means. Also, just such a smoke show. Like, I hated the idea of this. I was like, dude, you're gorgeous. Why are you doing this? Cool. Like, you're a gorgeous woman. Why are you possibly gonna get in the ring and, you know, destroy your face for, like, I hope they're paying you kagillions of dollars to potentially ruin your face. You know? The fact that Gina Carano is, you know, I'm like, bro, girl, stay beautiful. What are you doing? Fuck this fighting shit. But she's a warrior, man. But yeah, that was a bummer. They shouldn't have done that. They both, I mean, but like Mike Tyson said, he's like, man, screw a legacy. He's like, nobody cares. Legacy don't pay the bills, man. He's like, I don't care about my legacy. I care about making money. I'm like, yeah. All those people, I mean, Ronda Rousey probably got, I think Ronda Rousey made a lot of money in the UFC, but I'm sure she probably could have made a lot more, you know? I'm sure somebody, I'm sure they were screwing her over pretty hard. And I didn't even watch the Nate Diaz thing. I saw like kind of clips from it, and I was just like, dang, dude, I don't want to see the boy like that. That's why it's like so sad about the Jesus Christ. I'm getting like depressed this morning. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why I'm getting so dark. All right, let's talk about something else. Let's getting dark as hell over here. Cool. Cool. Let's get these two and maybe that guy. Can I fit any of this over here? I think I can. I think I can fit this. I really hate to have just blank pieces. You know what I mean? Let's do it. We'll do it small. This will be good practice for me anyway. I used to be able to draw small, but I've just kind of lost that ability. It's very odd. Tight. So this needs to be shrunk a little bit though. So this is the only thing I don't like about drawing with like a flat table like this, because it's easy for perspective warp to be happening, which is totally happening. Like everything I draw down here is going to be a lot bigger, and then everything up here is going to be way smaller because it's the paper is like further away from me. So that's annoying, but whatever, dude. Whatever, man. Whatever, man. None of this matters. Tight. And then what we can do is we can draw right over top of this. We've got the bottom of this leg here. I have the microphone like right underneath my my face, so apologies now ahead of time if there's like a lot of breathing into the microphone. Cool. And last but not least, we'll just get this guy in here. I'm telling you guys, make yourself don't feel like you have to like blast through this stuff. Like it's only gonna help solidify this information. The more you kind of embrace repetition. Especially like, dude, like, you know, we all got time for this. Like if you're making time for this, try to get the most juice out of your learning process. But you know, if you're a little bit on a crunch, you got some deadlines, and you feel like you need like a refresher, just like have this book out while you're working. But for everybody else, this is just, like, I mean, I have deadlines and stuff right now, but this has become my warm-up. No idea what this thing is, but I see it a lot in all the drawings. So I'm hoping he says what the hell that is. But I'm guessing it's like supposed to represent your pelvic bone. Okay. We're on page 43 now. We got some stuff to read. The pectoral muscle has a broad insertion into the clavicle. The pectoral accompanies the clavicle in all the movements of the arm. So wherever the pecs go, the clavicles go. Okay, so figure 2 here. A simplified version, with the clavicle and the pectoral muscles fused into one plane. Okay. Figures 3 and 4. The trapezius muscle envelops the neck and then joins the shoulder in the front. So this is really weird, but yeah. All right, let's get into it. Where should we start? We'll just start with these guys and then work our way over. This might actually be the last page of the day, unfortunately, because I do have to get some stuff done. Okay. Now this is hard. When you're drawing the torso, kind of doing this lean, it's very difficult. Yeah, as you can see, very tough, but we think we did it. Just like that. And this is like kind of a good thing to remember, that there's still a little bit of space. Like I always kind of feel like the pecs have to connect like right to this point. Like this is like where the pecs are, but there's actually, this is where an ab is gonna go, like that first ab. Okay. Really gonna try to nail it. It's a little bit of perspective here too. So let's get this. And this is kind of like, so there's this ball joint here. To me, I'm kind of liking doing a sort of like elongated S. Okay. And then, of course, easy to maybe think about skipping that hand. So funny, dude. Like my brain, for so long, I just always would just be like, I don't need to focus on that hand. And so anytime I have to draw a hand while I'm practicing, it's like the first thought my brain has is go, yeah, you don't have to worry about that hand. Like I do. This thing is weird. This feels like a, I don't know. I don't really understand this drawing, but I'm gonna just draw it just because I see it. It feels like a very Dragon Ball Z style thing. Like, you know, like how Gogeta has like a vest. They all just start getting vest. The stronger a character is, they're gonna have a vest. Android 16, vest. But like it said earlier, this is just supposed to represent your traps and how they wrap around. Which is kind of cool. So we're gonna do this guy. Oh, so it goes like up the neck. That's cool. And even connects to the back. So again, right, like you do still have to do some of your own independent research, right? To understand all the intricacies that we're seeing here. Which is kind of like the other annoying part about, you know, self-guided learning, right? It's like, it's never just, you're never gonna get the book that teaches you everything. You know, you're gonna have to start with a book, go to another book, do your own research, decide you're gonna make a book. So don't get frustrated with that. Just know that, like, you're gonna have to go do that. these last two in here. And we got a little bit of stuff here. Okay. Cool. And uno mas. Got this guy down here, so we'll just bang him out. But yeah, hopefully too, you guys are like, oh wow, like look at how much learning you can get in an hour, right? A little bit of shading there. All right. Got about 5 minutes left. We'll do page 44. So the breasts Suspended from the clavicle follows the movement of the arms. So wherever the breast goes, wherever the arms go, the breasts follow. Remember that. The breast resting on the pectoral spills over to the outside. So that one's a little, I don't know what that means. Oh, so I guess if this arm's going up, then this one is going to just slide down. Interesting. Or maybe should we leave it? Because I think the rest of this is just drawing the female. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what, guys? We'll pick this up. Fuck it. Finish it. Yeah, I feel kind of, okay, yeah, we'll stop here. Because I feel like it would be good to just start on a video, like, at this section that is dealing with this same subject, rather than I get through, like, here, and then we start the next one, like, here. I don't know. So we'll start on page 44, and I'll see you guys very soon. Thanks so much for following along with this video series so far. Leave a like or a comment down below. Just you don't have to. It feels weird to even say that. But yeah, just do it. Just if I don't know if anyone has any let me know if like you're liking the series. More so stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. No, sorry. Yeah, just comment below if you're digging the series, and yeah, thanks. Bye.